My name is Viviana Hernandez. I was born in Los Angeles, raised in Salt Lake City, Utah, and have been living in the Gorge for the better part of the last 4 years. I grew up with a couple of parents that are from Guatemala, and we spoke Spanish in my house. And I grew up with kind of a classic story of came to this country to get very educated and take advantage of the beauty and opportunities. And what that eventually looked like in me was I learned to kayak, whitewater, and been, and that was kind of a guiding light after high school as far as where I wanted to take my life and invest my efforts into. And I have made many attempts at college in the meantime, and it was always something more of trial and error as far as continuing my education. I've gone to different community colleges, and a couple times I went to a university, but it never turned into a degree. And so I kind of took my education into my own hands. And that effort has led me to now, I think, the opportunity of a lifetime, which is this job with Uplift. I have always loved reading. What reading did for me was brought to me as a child, some of the greatest, maybe it seemed like friendships with characters that didn't really exist, authors that were long gone. But ever since I was a kid, it was obvious that reading was a way to connect across time, across places, across, I like science fiction, across, reality and what is maybe not real, but only spoken about in the only way that we know how to talk about things that aren't real. I remember reading a lot, and then once I was in grade school, getting praised for it and encouraged by teachers to write. I think because they saw I was interested in books. I remember specifically I was in a test, an ESL reading and writing assessment, and wrote a story about a werewolf and was praised for it in a way that made me so proud that it made me think I was a good writer. And it was always a source of comfort to think that maybe I could communicate well. And then I got older and found communication more challenging, and it became more important to learn how to write well. The pleasure, I think, is at the foundation of it all, is reading, and then writing is the next challenge as far as maybe contributing to the voice that crosses time and crosses cultures and languages, and the power to articulate what I want to say, what I think needs to be said, seems so important. I've been given so much with written words to learn how to give also in the same way has always seemed critical and valuable. I've always wanted to be able to write well and take it beyond just journaling, and journalism is I think down that path of sharpening the message the usefulness of nonfiction is not lost on me, and how it represents so much collective knowledge. It's built on a lot of research, maybe a lot of data. It's a tool for so many people, I think.
What do you mean by tool?
Nonfiction, I think of nonfiction as something that has come from a collection of information, and a lot of times the purpose is to keep on adding to whatever the subject is of or whatever the topic is. It's adding to what has already been gathered. In the role as a community journalist, what I want is to make my words, to give them structure, to be able to build something that is legitimate, a story that is useful, that is true, that is clear to understand, that is energizing. To have a skill set that is strong, to get things across, and to do it in a realm where I will also bring Spanish into it, to also elevate the Latino community with vocabulary that is so useful, that helps them engage more with the community, and specifically with local government, and just giving them the words that I don't hear that often, that need to be heard more often, to open up the conversation in as many ways as possible. In the role, I hope to connect people and bridge gaps with language, inform people in a way that makes them feel more powerful, and more present in the gorge.